Nice.
A lot could happen in 12 months.
A lot can happen in 12 months. And I like the grind. Like, I don't know if you guys, like, talk about this, but, like, I like hustling. Like, it's life.
He said, I don't know if we like to talk about it.
We started a whole ass podcast on it.
What's that?
All right, now we're live.
That's the most Miami shit I've ever seen.
We got Daniela Delfino in the house in the Miami Hustle.
What up, what up?
You already know. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining us. We respect all the comedians out there. We already know it's a hustle. But
I love how you have to like add that as a disclaimer. We respect all the comedians out there.
Well, no, just so the people know you're a comedian. So, thank you for joining the show. Comedians are hustlers, like I was saying. So I just want to know, like, where are you from? Were you born and raised in Miami?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me on the show. When I saw you guys online, I was like, you know what? No one's talking about this. Like, I've lived in LA, I've lived in New York, and there's just a different hustle in Miami. It's a Miami hustle. It's just different, you know? And so I'm glad you guys are doing this, and thanks for having me on and inviting me on.
Anytime.
Really
I
cool to be
appreciate
here.
you.
Yeah. It's really dope.
And you say it's different in New York? Like, why? They're haters?
Well, it's just a different energy. Like, in LA, as well as New York, there's a lot of old money, a lot of, like, established ways of doing things in every aspect, in every industry. Whereas Miami feels like it has so much room to grow, where you don't get that, like, green energy of, like, feeling like things are, like, there's just, like, sky's the limit in LA and New York. Like, you feel the caps, you know what I mean? Because there's people who've been doing it longer than you and everything. Here, we get a lot of people from South America that just, like, are coming from such a shitty place in a lot of ways, and they're just so stoked to be here. And, like, so it just comes with, like, it's just a different energy.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. And what you said is what I was going to say. I feel like it's because we have a lot of immigrants here in Miami, and it's people that come from like worse places. So they're blessed to be here. They're happy to be here, and they love to build here, and all they know is the grind because that's where they come from.
Yeah.
Like, we're Cuban Americans, so our parents came from Cuba, and ever since they got here, they've been, grateful to be here and just grinding nonstop for us and the family. So shout out to Miami again.
Yeah.
Where are you from? Are you Cuban or are you?
So my family is Venezuelan, Italian.
Okay.
But I was born in Miami. Well, that's a lie. I was born in Broward. I'm a Broward girl, true and through. And I grew up in Weston, which is like just it's like you're basically in the Everglades. Like right before the Everglades, there's Weston.
Yeah.
So.
And what brought you to Miami? Like, how old were you?
So growing up in like Broward, like the county over, for those of people who don't know, Broward's just the county above Dade. So it's, 30 minutes away, right? So when you're growing up, when you're like in high school, like that's like you start going to I started clubbing in Miami when I was 17, 16, I went to Ultra when I was like 16, 17.
That's the most Miami thing.
Yeah, exactly. So like very young, like if you have a sense of adventure and you live in Broward, you end up going to Miami.
Definitely.
That's where everything's popping off. So.
Yeah.
So I started coming, and I went to FIU. I graduated from FIU, and then I've been living in Miami for like ever since. So like.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shout out FIU.
Shout out FIU. Go Panthers.
Yeah, you already know. All the Panthers out there. So you said that you lived in LA and New York?
Yeah.
How was that? At what point in your life? Because you studied in FIU.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you were there in like your high school years or middle school or.
So I graduated from FIU. I studied international business, and then I got like a nice corporate job, and I was climbing the corporate ladder. And
like most comedians.
Yeah, no, right. So that took me to Atlanta, Seattle, Silicon Valley, and then eventually LA, where I ended up like quitting that job and staying in LA for like a year and a half. And then I was like, I miss Miami. Like, no offense, Los Angeles, but my heart is in Miami, and then I decided to move back.
That's a lot of traveling for a job.
Yeah.
What was the job? Like, why were they?
So it was a car rental company. Shout out Sixt. It was really cool because it was a foreign company that had just come to the U.S. And so they were expanding rapidly. So there's a lot of opportunities in the company. So I started in like a management trainee program, and I graduated that pretty fast because I was hustling. I was on a fucking grind, and I was like, this is not gonna be a year. This is gonna be 6 months. So I finished the program as fast as I could, and then that they started like rotating me to different branches. So it's car rental, so like their main base is always in an airport, you know, so it takes you to like different cities.
Cool.
So,
Nice.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
And at
that's
what
really
point
cool.
did you always find yourself funny, or at what point did you want to switch it into
You know,
being a comedian?
It's funny how like that happened. So it started off with like I was working this corporate thing, but I always wanted to do acting and film, and I wanted to make films. That was my passion, and it still kind of is, you know. And so I left the corporate job to pursue film and acting. So I started taking improv classes about like 10 years ago. And then I stayed kind of on that, and then I did a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Like I worked with a movie. There's a really loud car. I
It's
worked
gotta
with
be louder.
It's
You know how it is in Miami.
It's a short king passing by.
It has to be.
You always need those loud cars.
Yeah, it sounds like he's going super fast though.
Yeah, he's going like.
He's going 45.
Yeah, he's going 45. He's going speed limit. But yeah, so.
Well, before you get into what you were gonna say, shout out to you for doing improv for like 10 years now, right?
On and off, but yeah, I started.
That's a
my
grind,
first class
like-
10 years. Yeah.
That's awesome.
The whole industry is so crazy. There's so many different parts. There's like in front of the camera, behind the camera, all it goes in between. So I worked a bit behind the camera. I did film distribution. I produced a film last year. Co-produced a film,
Whoa.
and that I co-wrote as well.
Hey.
Nice, nice.
Hustling.
Always.
Hustling.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
And then so I've always liked writing and stuff, and acting, and then when I picked up my first mic to do stand-up, I was like, this is like a perfect like marriage of all the things that I like to do, and it's just been like I haven't wanted to put it down since. So
Nice.
yeah.
So you were doing that as you were working your full-time job,
So
like balancing the two?
no, so I kind of switched over. So when I was working, it was actually my company. I had a partner, but it was my distribution company, and so yeah, I was mainly doing that for like for like 6-7 years, and then I would do improv and stuff like that on the weekends and stuff. But then once I started doing stand-up, I don't know, like I felt like I was always searching for it. Like I can, like I've had so many jobs, like so many legal, illegal, like so many jobs. I feel like I was always like looking for something, and then when I found stand-up, I felt like I found it, you know, and I was like no longer searching, and I was like, this is it. And like I feel like I've just rearranged my life ever since to like make that happen.
Cool.
So.
And you're full throttle going comedy.
Yeah, I do full throttle comedy. It's my brand of
Sounds
comedy.
exciting.
It's full throttle.
Hey. Sorry.
No, it's full throttle. It's what it is. Thank you.
100%.
Pedal to the metal.
Yeah, it feels
Yeah.
like a Fast and the Furious type of comedy. I like it. No, I'm a waitress.
Hey,
Cool.
shout out to the
I'm a
hustle
sir.
for real. I'm a
That's the
bartender, so you already know.
Yeah, I like it. It's funny because I went from like having my own company and everything, and now I'm a server, and I do stand up almost every night of the week, and I'm so happy. Like I like wouldn't want to do anything else. Like
Yeah. Shout out to hospitality. All
Hospitality.
the servers and bartenders out there, you already know. I love it because it allows you to have a flexible schedule, and then you're constantly talking to people, which helps with communication. And I just like the aspect of like you're treating people nice and you're giving them good service and you're getting paid for it. So shout out to the hustle.
Shout out to I don't know, I like the whole like I sit there and I'm like, what do you guys want to eat today? And then like And then I get into it, you know, I'm like, ooh, you should try this, you know, like I'm
Yeah.
super into like the whole process. So I don't know, it doesn't feel like work. It's so
Exactly.
fucking cheesy to say that.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are some servers that take shit too personal,
Oh, yeah.
and but yeah, if you don't take shit personal and you just have fun with it, it's a great job to have, and it pays good in
and
Miami.
It's
I mean,
flexible.
people
You
are
said
out
it,
here
yeah.
tipping nice. People got money out here. You should
Mhm.
feed them, give them some food. You never know.
Exactly.
And so you lived in LA for, you said, like a year?
A year and a half, yeah.
Why was that? Was that for comedy? Because I know there's a lot of influencers out there.
No, that was in the corporate job. I ended up there afterwards, and I had wanted to live in LA because I wanted to get into film. But so I ended up there, and I started pursuing. I worked at a talent agency briefly. I'm telling you guys, I've had so many jobs. Like,
Let us know. Tell us
I
about
worked
it.
at a talent agency briefly, and that was interesting because I was like seeing behind the scenes like what it looks like to be an actor from the agent's perspective, which is like I always like whatever I'm doing, it's important to follow the money and like that, you know, just like because that's where the decisions are being made and not in like an overly ambitious or like, you know, I don't really care about material possessions. Like I don't really wear like brands like or like I don't have fancy shit. You know what I mean? Like that's not what I care about. But I care about like the way things work, right? So like I always follow the money in a way. So I wanted to see like, okay, if you're an actor, like essentially you want to get booked, like you want to work, you want to be in a movie. Where is that transaction happening? Like, so and that's why I wanted to see what happens at a talent agency, and also you see the competition and stuff. So that was an experience. You see like how breakdowns work, how like you know if you're filming something and you need actors, you know how you know like just like how the process works and how they work with an agent to book the roles or whatever. So
And that made you want to be an actor more or less?
it was just like more pieces of information. Does that make sense? Like it was just like adding to like my like brain of like wisdom of like how things work.
How it operates.
Yeah. Definitely you see a lot of struggling people. I hadn't like when I was working there, I hadn't decided on comedy. Like I hadn't even done stand up yet. Like I hadn't even discovered it yet. So it was funny because like we actually had a lot of comedians that were on like the roster or whatever for the agency, and a lot of the like the agent that I was working with would always be like, oh no, here comes a comedian, like they're so desperate. Oh no, they have comedic depression. I'm like, what the fuck is that? They're like, when it's just like so hard to be funny that they get depressed. I'm like,
That sounds like a hater.
but that's how like
It's LA culture probably.
It would, yeah. LA is just so different. Like it's, yeah.
I'd rather try to be a comedian than be a. No, never mind. I don't want to. I was gonna say that
You're
an
gonna
actor.
shit on actors, bro?
Yeah, no. I'm just. I mean, shout out to the comedians.
Shout out to the
out.
comedians.
Yeah, comedians, we love
He
you.
respects you.
Hey, actors too.
He
Actors
respects
too. Actors too. We had G-Rod on. He's a badass. So, I love the actors too. How was LA? How's that scene? Because obviously
LA is
people
absolutely
say
beautiful.
crazy stories about the acting
never been
scene
to
in
LA?
LA. I've never been.
It's
No.
absolutely gorgeous. Like it's so stunning of a place. It's so beautiful. It's crazy. It's like you can't every day. It's like you're in a movie. You know, it really feels like that.
Yeah.
The weather's incredible. There's like really good people there sometimes.
I've heard it's nice because it's like you got everything. You got the beach, and then there's like a desert area.
Yeah.
You can go to the mountains, so that's cool. Here we only have the beach, but I love it.
I love Miami though. I love it. No, LA is cool. It's cool, but it's like what I was saying before. It's like, you know, yeah, I think like the South Americans that come to Miami like looking for like, you know, a greener future, like that adds to Miami hustle. But there's a lot of immigrants in LA too, and there's a lot of immigrants in New York too. You know, it's more than that. Like Miami has just like more room to grow. Like LA's been around. Like they've been established. Like there's hierarchies, there's things, you know what I mean? Same as New York. Miami, there's so much to do here that hasn't even been like thought of.
Yeah,
There's
true.
definitely not a comedy scene like these
It's-
other places.
yeah, exactly.
So you could be part of the group that brings it up. Definitely. It
Our-
seems like it's growing too.
It's been growing. So there's like a few key like players in the city that have now been here for like 10 years, like working on stuff, and now I feel like people are starting to feel it more. Also because you know, I hate to say it, but like all the people that kind of came here after COVID made it like it changed the culture here.
Yeah.
Right? You
Yeah,
guys
for
feel
sure.
it? Like, it changed things, and first, a lot of people talk about the negative stuff, but there's also a lot of positives. Like, we got a lot of people from New York that come to watch comedy here because that's what they like to do over there, and now they get to do it here. Like, that's a positive.
Yeah, so LA or Miami when it comes to the parties, what's better?
Is there even, like...
I've never been,
It's
so
Miami,
I gotta ask. All right,
100%.
cool. Good.
Everything closes at, like, 1 a.m. in LA.
Yeah, so what I've heard about LA is that everything closes early, so you have to know people to get invited to the after parties.
Where everyone's just doing coke
Exactly. That's what I was gonna get to.
in,
like
in
crazy.
a house.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
In Miami, they do coke in space. It's different. And that's open till when
It
else?
Doesn't
not
close.
doesn't close.
Doesn't fucking
exactly.
close. So I'm saying.
Yeah. Shout out to Miami and the parties, and we got 11, right? It's the neighbors, so they're also open all night.
We'll fuck your life up. Come through one weekend. We will wreck your life. You will make every bad decision you never even knew you could make.
And it'll help you be better.
Yeah.
Because
right.
you'll learn from your mistakes. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
come
there's
over
just
to
silver
Miami,
lining.
make some mistakes, and then you just learn to be better, you know?
Yeah, you gotta go through that once.
Yeah.
Couple
exactly.
times.
Yeah.
A lot of
couple
places,
times.
Yeah.
So you guys grew up here,
Mhm.
right?
Born and
Yeah.
raised.
So when did you start clubbing?
Shit.
Were you late
My
bloomers?
first club experience, I was 16 and I went to Mecca. Anybody that knows
Oh,
about
shit.
Mecca, I have a funny story. So my second time ever going to Mecca, there's like, if you know, have you ever been there?
I went, like, obviously back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, so there was like 5 rooms with 5 different DJs. Like it's a vibe. Like it's a crazy experience. I mean, I was
Fucking
sober.
hole.
I was sober. I was
Yeah.
16, so I can't imagine the people that weren't sober.
Everyone else
what
there
a
was
trippy
not sober.
place.
Like,
Yeah.
It was just you.
Trippy place. But I walked in there for the second time ever, and it was me and like 2 of my friends, and then I walk in and I look to my right, because you look to your right and there's a hallway, and then the hallway leads to the big like open format dance floor, whatever. So I look to my right and I see someone getting slammed into the wall, and then just like punches start getting thrown everywhere. So I just stop and my boys stop and we just look and we wait, and then it gets cleared out, and then we look at each other. We're 16. We're just like, you guys ready? And then they're just like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, let's go. And we just walked in. So that was my first, club
I
experience.
thought
in
you guys were
Miami.
gonna start fighting or something.
No.
I
Just,
didn't know where it was
wait,
going.
be calm. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys.
And then
are
we
so,
just
like,
walk into the
active.
darkness where there's crazy lights and music and it's good vibes.
And you'll never forget that day.
Exactly, yeah.
It's a rite of passage growing up down here. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I've gone clubbing. It's not my thing. I really don't enjoy it that much. I'll go just to be with the boys and do the thing. But in high school, for sure, we were throwing house parties.
Yeah.
My brother's a DJ.
So much fun.
So we had all the
Shit.
equipment. We had all the nice stuff. I had a nice backyard with a pool. Things can get crazy. It was definitely more of a just come over to the crib and we'll hang out kind
Beer
of vibe.
pong, flip
That's
cup.
amazing.
Yeah.
I always wanted that.
And I'm not a girl. I don't get into these places for
You're not a
free.
girl?
I'm not.
You're not?
I'm not.
I mean,
Surprise, right?
you never know. Like, nowadays, maybe tomorrow.
Nowadays,
maybe tomorrow
it's
you are. I don't
almost
know.
2024. It might get crazier.
Yeah.
But
But you're not a girl, so.
I'm not a girl, so I don't get into these places for free. And I'd rather just buy a bottle, chill at the crib. Honestly.
I feel
Honestly.
that.
Yeah,
Honestly,
but you're
like,
mature, You
Yeah.
sound like a mature
I am
person.
mature.
But to be mature, you gotta go through all the partying, which you did early. So
We definitely did party too much.
Exactly.
yeah, from Miami, like we experienced a lot of partying early. So I guess we mature younger.
Dude, once I got to college, I had already seen so much shit. Then I remember like freshman year of college meeting all these like girls and people from all over like the US, and then being like trying to like relate, and then like having totally different experiences, and like I was like, so you've never like gotten drunk before? Like I just like I didn't understand.
I'm telling you, we're ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
It's a
running
good
joke in my family is I stopped drinking at 21. But
Because it wasn't fun
yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, no, you stop because you've done it already. But then you get to college and you meet somebody that hasn't, and then they can't handle themselves.
They
Like,
can't handle it. Exactly.
what? Like, you should have partied earlier.
Yeah, definitely. No, I remember, it's funny, I was talking about this today, like, turning 21, is when it was no longer that fun to go clubbing anymore. Because before, it was like you were getting away with murder. Like, I'm using my fake ID. I'm not supposed to be here, but I am. And it's, like, so exciting. You know, it was, like, all the Christmases in one day, you know, of excitement. And I've never gotten that back.
Yeah, it's different.
It's the risk.
It's the risk. It's like, oh, man, it's like skipping school was never cool again after high school. You know,
Yeah.
I remember the last day I skipped school. It was like a farewell to an era. You know, like.
Yeah, no, those were good times. I remember I had a fake ID at one point, and I felt good about it. Like, I was that friend that, like, oh, we're gonna pregame. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go to the liquor store, no problem. And I got the boys. Like, we're good. It's a good feeling.
It's such a good feeling.
Now it's like,
it was
whatever,
incredible.
anybody can do it.
Yeah, and then once you're 21, you're like, oh, here's my real ID to get in. Like, cool.
You guys are degenerates.
Yeah,
It's
literally.
good times.
Yes.
So, speaking on comedy, how you were saying, like, you found it through stand-up and you loved it and you're not letting go. I'm assuming your first comedy or stand-up performance was amazing, right?
Yeah, right. I've bombed so many times.
How was the first one? Or which one was it that made you realize, like, damn, this is it? Was it the first one?
It was the first time I ever picked up the mic. I was like...
And you bombed it?
Yeah, like...
And you still felt that?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's just like... I don't know how to explain it. It's just like something that, like... It just felt right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Define bombing it, like, that first time.
Bombing, is like... You fucking just...
Like, no one laughs.
No one laughs. Like, like you were there, just like
The crickets are
fucking
quiet.
sweating bullets, like trying to like
crickets are
remember.
quiet.
Yeah,
I've never heard that.
Not even the crickets had anything to say
Damn.
about it. Nah, it's just, you know, it's like any skill. It's like the first time you guys played baseball, the first time you played baseball. What? Don't tell me
I
you're
was
amazing.
great from the beginning.
was-
What are you
I was
talking
3
about?
years old.
Or
I
you're
don't
Cuban,
remember.
right? You were born
Yeah.
in the womb, like
3 years
already.
old, hitting
Yeah.
T-ball, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Ready for whatever.
But sure, that's not true.
No, it's definitely not. It takes practice and hard work, which
Yeah.
is why we built the Miami Hustles, to portray that to people. It's like, it doesn't come easy, you're gonna have to work hard. So I'm sure for stand-up, the first time, that learning lesson, that like, oh, this sucks, I really like doing this, I need to get better at this.
You have to really like it to like do it. Stand up is something that you can put whatever clips, you can edit whatever clips you want and put them online and make yourself look as cool and like grab that snippet that like everyone was laughing, you know, and everything you said landed. But when you are in front of people and it's just you and them, it's like, you know, it shows how much practice, how much time you've been putting into it, how long you've been doing it, like your mindset, what you know, like how prepared you were for that day. Like it shows. You can't hide, you can't like put a filter, you know what I mean? Like it's just like that is the show. So it's definitely, stand-up is something that, and that's like what's so exciting about it, that it's something that kind of is just like happening in the moment. Like whenever you see clips, even these amazing Netflix specials, they'll be great, but it's just a fraction of how cool it was in person. You know what I mean? Like there's something about being there.
Yeah,
that is,
I've
like,
heard it's 30% as good. Like, you get the extra 70% from the energy of the crowd.
That's probably like a really good measure.
Yeah, Joe Rogan told me.
That's a pro.
That's funny.
Swear to God.
Yeah, and it's cool. It's like, I don't know. I guess like DJs maybe feel something like that. I don't know.
DJs probably, yeah. I mean, to move a room like that, everyone's vibing off you. That's what it is. It's
Yeah.
like, and you're having a great time with people. Like, if you're able to make people laugh, that's like the highlight of their day. Like going to a comedy show and just dying of laughing.
Yeah.
You know, probably like drinking, having a good time with their people.
It's the best. And because you have a microphone, like you could say whatever. It's actually crazy. Like I feel like I've always loved people watching since I was little. Like that's what I would do with my dad. Like we'd go on a Sunday to Sawgrass Mills Mall and get an ice cream and like not buy anything. We would just sit there with our ice cream and like watch people and like come up with like stories of their lives, you know. And like
you would do that with your dad?
Yeah, that was like our favorite pastime. Every
Nice.
Sunday we would do that. And then our like gold mine was couples fighting. Like if we caught, and couples love to fight in malls, let me tell you. Like they always find a reason to fight in a mall, and we would just like eat it up and just like come up with scenarios of like what it is that they're talking. Oh my god. So like with a mic, like doing stand up, I have a mic and I can call people out and like have fun with them and like shit that I you know
Yeah.
You can pick on people and they take it okay.
It's because they know what they came for.
I feel like I've been roasting people my whole life,
Yeah.
and then they took it the wrong way. They'd always be like, damn, Daniela was a little mean. And then now that I have a mic, they're like, she's so funny. Like,
Yeah.
it's comedy. It's okay.
And how many people heckle you?
I've been heckled a few times. Yeah.
Like bad? Like they just are obnoxious? They're drunk.
They're just like obnoxious people. One time a lady just... And it's always drunk people. Like, I don't make the rules. Like, it's just always some drunk fucking person who has had a little too much to drink, think that they... And it's always someone who thinks that they're funnier than you. You know?
Yeah.
So, like, they see you up there and they're always like...
I could do that.
You're not gonna, like, learn that.
So speaking of hecklers, I got some questions for you from our fans.
Hey.
They want to know. So one of the questions is Literally Miami. Shout out to the page Literally Miami.
Shout
Follow
out Literally
them if
Miami.
you're not. They want to know, worst hecklers, men or women?
It's fucking even, bro. It's even. That is even. Like, I've had, like, shitty both of them. Like, yeah. It's there's not one more or the other.
Nowadays, they're the same thing anyways, so.
Yeah.
Doesn't even matter. Anyways, there's another one from Literally Miami. It says, going viral is always the goal for Instagram videos. Any downsides or hate from them?
So, funny story. So, I had a video go viral this year. This was a crazy year. And I had a video go viral. And it went viral. And, like, I think a big part of why it went viral is because people fucking hated it. Like, they fucking hated it. And, like, the comments were just like, this girl's not funny. It was a stand-up clip. And it was just like, this girl's not funny. Like, stick to OnlyFans. They'll give anyone a mic. Females in comedy are like oil and water. They don't mix. Like, bro, and you know, honestly, some of them are really funny. Like, they fucking went in on those comments. But it's like 3,000 comments of like fucking just going in on me.
Does that bother you?
I think
it's great for the page, bro.
Honestly, like, I think at first I didn't know what to do. Because at first, you know, I had like 2,000 followers. And I had like... just developed a social media strategy. I was like, okay, like I'm gonna post my videos and like pictures of me, and like those are the two contents. You know what I mean? Like videos and pictures. Stand up, me looking hot. Stand up. and then like all of a sudden this video goes viral, you know, of me doing stand up, and I didn't know what to think, because all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, like that's why you're posting videos, because you want to like go viral, right? But then when it actually happens, it's overwhelming, because your phone, every time you check your phone, you have like all these notifications, and at first you're like, oh shit, like people like my shit. And then you start reading the comments and you're like, oh my gosh, like these people fucking hate me. And I think like a lot of people who hated me still followed me. Like it was a weird mix of people. But I think I let it bother me for like 2 hours. And then I was like, wait, I don't give a fuck.
Do you feel like you're a professional now, or are you still getting into it? And you said only 2 years, so you're still learning. But
like I take it, I think it's like all how you take it. Like I know like comedians in the community who've been doing this for like way longer than I have. But they don't look at it like a business, essentially. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I want to do comedy, and it's an art form, and it's something to be respected. Totally. But at the end of the day, I guess because I did work in film, like I understand how the industry works. And like if I'm not, you know, like it's all about people coming to your shows and wanting to see you. And if I want to make that my living, like I have to respect that part of it too. Like I can't just be like, I'm just gonna delve into like just being the funniest person. But like if I'm not putting myself out there, then I'm not starting to create, you know, like followers or fans or people who want to see my shit to eventually like be able to just sell out shows, God willing, you know what I mean? And like live and like get to like, you know, connect with like all more and more people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like we got you early because you got the right...
You got me early.
Yeah, because you're getting into it now. You have experience behind you, but you're just getting into it, and you understand the business side of it, which is huge, because you can be funny, but if, like you said, if you're not out there getting in front of the right people or making the right connections, you're just funny to those same 5 people that you perform to. So how do you have a manager, or how do you get into that business side of it, aside from like, you know, writing stuff and being funny and working on your craft? who handles the? Is that all you? Like, is that shout
It's
out
on
to
me.
the hustle?
Shout out to the hustle.
Hey.
It's on me.
It is a grind
right
and a
now.
hustle though,
Yeah,
for sure.
it
I could
is.
imagine. Like, it's a business. At the end of the day, you're running your own business and you are the business.
Yeah, but it's honestly it's so much fun. Like I couldn't imagine doing anything else ever. Like at least not at this point in my life. But I don't have a manager. I don't even have an agent. I've just been like booking and like meeting people and making connections, and like social media has been. It's funny. I never really understood social media until like this crazy video that went viral. And then I understood like how like it switched, you know, like it's something like a powerful tool to engage with people, which sounds like the shit everyone says all the time, right? Like it's like, engaging, but like it's true. Like I'll post something and people will DM me like roasting it or making fun of it or adding to it or adding jokes, or like since I started posting about Short Kings, like I get so many DMs from people I have no idea who they are, but like
Are they Short Kings?
probably, but
Yeah.
they
I would-
but they
I would
send me
imagine
videos
that.
about Short Kings. Like they send me shit that's like about Short Kings that they like now associate with me.
I just want to say shout out to, in my opinion, the biggest Short King out there, Lil Duval. I don't know if you know who Lil Duval is.
What?
Lil Duval, you guys don't know about Lil Duval.
Is he from New Orleans?
Oh man, he's an OG in the game. I'll put you on after this.
Is
but
he a rapper?
Nah, he's
Why is he the pinnacle of Short Kings?
Yeah.
bro.
I would
he's
have
just-
think Cat Williams.
He's
like-
legendary.
He's
Oh, I
up
mean,
there.
yeah, Cat Williams
He's
too.
up
But
there.
nah, Lil Duval, man, he's. I'll put you on. But he's always been in the game as a comedian, and he does his thing. He's been in a lot of music videos for rappers.
I've heard
like, back
it.
in
I've
the
heard
day.
him. Yeah, I've heard of his name.
Yeah, he's just really funny.
Oh, okay.
But he's always repping Short Kings because he's short.
Cool.
Yeah, so shout out to all the Short Kings.
Shout out to all the Short Kings.
Do you like Short Kings, or are you like?
I like making fun of them. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
No, it's honestly it's a joke. Like I've dated Short Kings, like I've dated Tall Kings, I've dated Fluffy Kings, like but yeah, I don't have like a type. Like all the people I've dated in the past all look vastly different from each other, but they're all like successful people, so I think like being ambitious is hot for me.
Cool.
Ambition is hot.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a
The
green
hustle.
flag.
The
Yeah,
hustle
for
is
sure.
the hustle is very attractive. Anybody out there?
Yeah.
If you're trying to be more attractive, get your hustle up, work on yourself,
Legit.
and everything will follow.
Yeah.
Facts.
So what's up? What's next? What's up with you and your comedy career? 2024. I think it's gonna be a crazy year, but also a big year for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna
Well,
be?
2023 was an incredible year for me. It was a hard year. It was so many ups, though. Like, just it was an incredible year, and I'm super grateful for it. And now, just honestly, it's just grinding. Like, it's just keeping that hustle and like making more, like writing more material, like getting to the point where I can like start touring and stuff like that. I don't know, like it's like not around the corner, but it's just like, dude, it's just like a little bit like at a time. That's like all that matters is like one mic a night, 2 mics a night, but like 6 times a week. In Miami you can really only do like 1 or 2 mics a night. In New York, people are hitting up like 7 mics a night. You know what I mean? So like that's what I'm always thinking about. Like there's someone in New York doing fucking 7 mics. You know what I mean? Like that keeps me up at night.
Nice.
And so like I try to do as many mics as I can. Like when I tell you like I'm out almost every single night of the week and I work like a day job, you know what I mean? Like I am like trying to get out there as fast as I can, like as much as I can.
I feel you.
So it's just like more continuing and grinding.
Nice.
A lot could happen in 12 months.
A lot can happen in
So-
12 months. And I like the grind. Like, I don't know if you guys like talk about this, but like I like hustling. Like it's life.
You said I don't know if we like to talk about it.
We started a whole ass
We
podcast
are-
on it.
But like the fun part about it, like enjoying the hustle, you know what I mean? Like it's not all like struggle, you know what I mean? Like cuz hustle sounds kind of like struggle. You know what I mean? But it's not. It's like it's enjoyable.
Yeah. To us, the hustle is like your passion. So whatever you're going after is what you're passionate about, and also it's what you do when you're not working. Because you could work. I mean, you have to work. You have to work to pay the bills and to have money coming in. Because also, the hustle costs money. Like business costs money. Like you want to be a comedian, it doesn't mean that like, oh, I'm gonna go be funny and make money. It's like you sometimes gotta spend money to get to places to try to be funny, and then maybe bomb. So the hustle
probably bomb.
at first, yeah. So the hustle to us is like, what do you do on your time off? That's what the hustle is.
Yeah.
Because if you go to work and then you're clocked out and you just chill, you vibe, you go out and you just drink or do your vices and then call it a day and then go back to your job, that's cool, but that's not what the hustle is. Like the hustle is once you're clocked out, you go do your passion. Like you got to dedicate 8 hours to your job, but then at least 4 hours to your passion. And if you're trying to stay healthy, there goes your whole day. And there goes your friends, there goes your social life. So that's why we do like to talk about the hustle, because there's a lot of struggles in the hustle that no one talks about. There's a lot of like dark moments where you feel lonely because you don't know who's. That's why I started it. Like when I was going through my lonely phase of like I cut off, not intentionally, but like I don't have time to I don't have time to hang out with so many people and do my hustle. So I just went down this lonely road of like tunnel vision, and then down that road I'm like, yo, is anyone else doing this shit? Because like I'm dedicating so many hours to this, and like no one sees it because you do that behind closed doors. So I started the Miami Hustle to be like, I know there's people out there doing the same shit I am, so let's just sit here and talk about it.
It's so true, dude. Like everyone goes on Instagram and sees like the success, right, of whoever it is. But yeah, like this is an opportunity to talk about like what they're really doing behind the scenes to make it look like that, because like it's, you know what I mean, it's a whole different story. But yeah, it's the day in and day out. Like I work, go to the gym, and go to a mic, like repeat.
And if
It's
you're not,
exhausting.
And I
for
love
sure,
it. No,
probably.
I love it. I'm so happy doing that. That's so crazy. Even like at work, it doesn't like I'm happy to be there because, you know. But it's like I think it's also important to like have a plan. So like I think my life drastically switched this year in February. Like in the beginning of the year, I did a 10-year plan, like goals for 10 years, where I see myself in 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, and 1 year. My whole life changed after that day. Like, because first of all, it took me years to do that. Like I had been wanting to do that for a long time because I've always mentors and like people have always told me how important and powerful that is. And when I finally did it, I understood the power that it had, and it's just, it puts everything into perspective, because you're like, if I in 10 years would be happy if I was there. Like that's kind of like the idea. I was like, in 10 years, if I was this, and this, like that, I would be happy. You know, like that would be dope as fuck. Whatever that means to you or me or whatever. And then you start looking at what you're doing today, tomorrow, and you're like, how is that adding, you know, getting me closer to where I see myself in 10 years? And then I broke it down to 5 years and 2 years and 1 year, so it's more like malleable. You know what I mean?
And you started with 10 years?
Yeah.
where do you see yourself in 10 years? If you want to answer that. If not, it's cool. I completely get it.
In 10 years, I definitely see myself making, like, being on TV and in movies. Like, yeah, that's where I see myself.
Perfect.
But, like, definitely, I don't know, like, one of my favorite, like, comedians is Lucy Ball. Do you know I Love Lucy?
That's my mom's favorite. Like back in the day,
Yeah?
that's my mom's favorite show.
So I grew up, like, I was like 9 years old and I'd seen every episode. Like that was like, I loved her and everything.
In black and white.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I love Tina Fey a lot, and like these comedians who also write, and they write their stuff. You know what I mean? Like I like that. I like writing my own stuff and acting. So like that's where I see myself in 10 years doing that. On a big scale, like I like connecting with people. Like it's I don't know. It gives me life.
You're in the right industry.
Yeah.
For sure. We're coming up on time, but I want to ask, what does Miami mean to you?
Miami mean to me, like the city.
Mm-hmm.
Miami means to me, honestly, endless opportunity. That's why I came back here from LA. I always come back here because it's just such a like abundant place. It's home. It's where my family is. I'm very close to my family. It's where I would want to raise a family. It's home.
Nice.
South Florida in general, I love Florida, like even the fucking weird parts.
Even the weird
Even
parts.
Tallahassee, just saying.
I mean,
Tallahassee's dope.
they got FSU, so it's dope.
My brother went to FSU. Shout out FSU. No, I'm just
Shout
kidding.
out FSU. Hey, it's an experience.
It's
Yeah,
an
UM
experience.
FSU tailgates. It's a vibe.
Yeah, you get crawl out of there.
It's a good
Roll
time.
me out of there. Like,
But you crawl out of there a better man
Yeah.
and a better woman.
yeah, sure.
You learn from
Get
all
carried
that
out.
shit.
Get carried out.
Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Nah, I mean, you're killing it. We're definitely gonna go check you out. Can't wait to go watch it.
Dude, you guys are doing something amazing. that
We're,
no one's
we're
doing.
trying to put the community of comedy on the map. Like, we're trying to get every comedian out here, honestly.
Fuck
And, like,
yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
the more you, like, people like you, like, we can get, it's gonna be better. And hopefully we can build the comedy community in Miami up. This is where it's gonna start. Starts with people like you.
Wow, thank you.
Some short king hater.
Yeah.
One short king hater at a time. No, guys, this is amazing. I really thank you so much for having me on. This is
Yeah.
great.
You're welcome anytime. We're going to keep following you like he said, and we hope to see you keep killing it. And when you start touring next year, we're going to have you back on so you can talk about where you're going or how it went. And I just have one more question for you because you mentioned Short Kings again, and I'm just
Here we go.
this random
Here
thought.
we
This
go.
random thought just came into my head. Have you ever met or seen a Short King that's bald?
Oh.
Double whammy.
A double whammy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had.
Oh,
It's
shit.
funny because I tell these jokes, right, and then I always have a short king come up to me after my set and being like,
What's up, though?
And then one time I had a guy come and he's like, I'm a short king and I'm bald. And
Oh shit! Damn, Annie was at your show.
And he was
Wow.
on my show, but it was mad weird. He was like with a girl, but he came up to me and like kind of like ditched the girl, kind of like she was over there. He came up to me and then he's like, I'm not really with that girl, and I'm
Oh,
like,
no.
I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm sketched out. So yeah.
Damn,
Is that
okay.
a move? People go up to you and it's like, all right, I'm gonna holler at
Sometimes
her.
guys like
Yeah.
yeah, but like sometimes it's just pure just like good shit, you know, just like saying what's up or whatever. But sometimes like I've had guys like hit on me. Yeah.
Nice. Tell the
dope.
people where they could find you. I know you said that you do stand up a couple times a week.
Yeah. So I host a weekly show at bi-weekly, but it's twice a week. I don't know that's not bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly, but
Bi-weekly.
twice a week.
Bi-weekly is once
Some
every 2
inception.
weeks.
Every 2
But
weeks.
how about twice every week?
That's what it's called. Twice a week.
You-
Twice a week, whatever.
You got it.
Okay, twice a week. I was trying to make up a new term. Okay, so at Thank You Miami, which is actually very close to here. This is the Marlins Stadium. It's across the street from the Marlins Stadium.
It's called Thank You Miami. She's not actually thanking Miami.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's called Thank You Miami. And 9 p.m. Mondays and Fridays, I'm there. And other than that, I post stuff online at _ Daniela Delfino. I've never done that before.
Well, now everyone knows where to find you, and they'll follow you, and we'll keep following your journey. So until next time, you'll be
Yeah.
on the show again, hopefully soon, to more success, and I hope all your dreams come true. Shout out to The Hustle. Keep it going.
Yeah.
Mazel
Thanks for
tov.
coming.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers. Thank you.
That's it.